Hey, Stoney with another game of Mechabellum, and in this game, we're going to take a look at how a weird composition and aggro can actually win you the game when your opponent least expects it. Alright, let's go. At the bottom here, I'm playing as a fortified specialist. I am up against Hongwei Qi. He is playing as a missile specialist. And since we're up against a 201, we're just going to go aggro with the ball arclight. Alright, round one, pretty straightforward. I picked the side where there is a single small cannon. In this game, the maps, the walls are in the center. It's my least favorite composition because the unit always gets stuck on this. Alright, round one, my opponent is doing decent. I mean, that's exactly what I would do, putting down Void Eyes, using Fangs as a chaff. But it's always a hit or miss, right, with round one, because if I'm going aggro on one side and I get tower, then my whole clump of unit just start becoming a really powerful threat going towards the other tower. So I got really lucky here with the tower timing. The problem with starting aggro is it's pretty easy to defend as well. I got a bunch of cards. I think I need some sort of alternative chaff clear. Mustang is another great option. It pairs really well with the steel balls. But I just figure I probably need a bit more chaff clear. And Spider is maybe a little bit too slow here. Okay, my opponent also took the Hounds. Now this is missile spec, so I do want to put some shields down if I have the money. We're going to cheese the tower. We're going to see how far we get. All right, instead of putting down a shield, we're just going to add additional units here. We can't shield this one, unfortunately. We could shield this one, but my opponent is very smart. It's going for the ones that I cannot shield. And also going with Phoenixes. Phoenixes guarantees the win, even if you're unable to clear the ground. Alright, let's take a look. I think the tower timing is not going to be that meaningful, only because I don't have enough units to kind of clear everything. And of course, there's the Phoenix, so he essentially wins the round by default. Let's see if I can get some levels on these steel balls, because that would be really good. Alright, going for the tower. Pretty nice. Okay. Pretty much killing everything except the Phoenixes. And this is a result I'm happy with. All right. We get to round 3. Some interesting options. Portable shield on steel balls is actually pretty OP. Especially one of them is already level 2. So these guys are really tanky. 10,000 HP plus 10,000 shield, 20k per steel ball times 4, 100k health total just in this group of steel balls. Decided to add Mustangs. Completely ignoring the orbital. It's hard to shield anyways. I think I'm going to put one shield like right here. Hopefully to keep the Mustangs alive. But honestly, it's very difficult because I don't have range. So either way, this is going to be a bit of a problem. I've actually just decided, hey, you know what? Not able to defend. If I get lucky, I have Mustangs left over. Otherwise, too bad, so sad, right? Alright, we still got storms here. We got 2 packs of hounds. I'm surprised he didn't storm my he didn't missile my stormcaller. We'll love to see him waste some missiles. Very nice steel ball. Just kind of gets the shield. Mustangs are still alive, so I'm getting a pretty good deal on this orbital for so far. Ooh, oh, okay, never mind, never mind. Typical orbital stuff. I got 2 Mustangs left over. I don't think the Mustangs are going the right direction. At least not enough to kill these Phoenixes. Single Mustang being a hero. Not gonna happen though. But just look at these steel balls. They're doing so much work. Still alive. Still picking things. Absolute chat of a unit. Alright. Time to sell the Stormcallers. Redeployment. Must pick. Rhino Assault is also pretty good. Smoke. I guess Smoke is alright. I can't defend it again. Right? Being aggro, you're at a disadvantage for pretty much all the spell cards. My opponent did go for the Smoke. I wonder if this is time for me to move the steel balls elsewhere. Decided to move the Stormcallers this turn because it may still be useful. Alright, the missile continues on this side. My opponent added 2 Scorpion. Okay, both of the Scorpion are actually on the same side, and he didn't take redeploy, which means I have the opportunity to just swing over to the other side. But so far, though, I do not have a way to beat my opponent. Like, he is defending every single angle, and I just don't have a good way to deal damage. Can't kill the Sledgies effectively. The Void Eyes, I mean, once the steel balls get targeted by Scorpion, it becomes very difficult as well. Ooh, can we get tower? Oh, what a steel ball. Okay, so we're gonna do some damage control. We might actually kill this Scorpion, which is really good. Alright, that's all the stuff I'm gonna kill this turn. Unless the Stormcallers pulls out a miracle. Okay, not too bad. Still getting some damage done. And with just the Sledgies, right, they're taking forever to get to the tower. We have more Scorpions. Can we get another volley, perhaps? Maybe kill another Sledge? Okay, some damage control. Not too bad. So now I'm in kind of a pickle, right? I've already taken the Mustangs. We got additional deployment. I thought was pretty cool. Subsidized Storms is also pretty cool. Normally in this situation, I will probably do like a Wraith. So do like a Wraith ball push. But I feel like the Wraith ball might be a little late here. And it seems like my opponent knows exactly how this build is played. So he's getting all the right units, the correct counters. The problem with Wraith ball is when you're running into this many Sledgies and your Wraith is level 1, you just don't have a quick enough clear. Right? What ends up happening is your opponent actually kills your steel balls before your Wraiths can finish the sledgehammers, and then your Wraiths get stuck on the Scorpions because they has no damage output, and then it gets picked up by Phoenix. So I needed something that can get rid of the Sledgies, something that my opponent don't really suspect, and we'll see what happens. So Subsidized Storm was picked, and I figured, hey, you know what? We are in aggro, and your unit is probably going to sit in the line for a while because I have like really big steel balls. So maybe by putting down some more Stonecallers, one is that it's going to help me clear some of your slow-moving tanks. But later on, if I need to, I can also use the Stonecallers to clear Scorpions. That's the thought anyways. Alright, so far we're winning kind of on the right hand side. On the left hand side, we're just not getting to that Scorpion. Now he is getting into the smoke. So maybe we can get lucky, but yeah, with just Storms, you're not going to get too much done. Maybe we can take an Arc Light? No such luck. And this fan just dodged like the entire volley. He's like, oh, look at me. All right. We got another portable shield, which is great for another steel ball. So first we're going to move a steel ball out of the way. We're going to try to push on the other side. My opponent preemptively adds Mustangs. One is just to deal with the Stormcallers, but two, I think he's preparing for some sort of a Wraith Wasp situation. If I put down Wraith, he can answer with either just level 2 Phoenixes, or he can answer with a Marksman. But level 2 Phoenixes seems to make a lot more sense since he's already into Phoenixes. The steel balls are being answered by the Scorpions, even though he does not have a Scorpion on this side. So I do have an opportunity. I'm kind of pushing this in here. I don't necessarily need Wraith right away, only because the Mustangs are now level 2. So they actually clear relatively well into both Crawlers and Fans being level 2 until my opponent hits the Underground. Okay, left hand side is still a bit weak, but I do have my level 2 Storm. Right hand side now, with the help of this level 2 Steel Ball with Shield, should be able to push in a little bit further. And these Mustangs, they'll be spending half of their time intercepting missiles, which is good for me because if we ever end up in the duel, my Mustangs will kill his Mustangs only because the Mustangs get stuck, right? Alright, so the Mustang's already working. And the steel balls, they're so freaking tanky. Oh my goodness. It's still here, still doing the job. On the other side, our level 2 Mustangs are actually dishing out the punishment to the Scorpion. So now with the tower down, the Mustangs are here to clean up. Alright, big round here. The benefit of having Stormcallers is that these units just don't die, right? If your Stormcallers die, then you're losing pretty badly. Alright, got Phantom Rays. Very tempting of taking Phantom Rays and just hit armor. But they are level 2, so even without armor, they will still deal a decent amount of tanking. So we're going to get rid of a Phantom Ray because we do see level 2 Phoenixes, so we do expect them to show up. We have level 1 Scorpion, now shooting at a level 3 Steel Ball. He's going to need double shot very soon. Oil is a great pickup. But oil kind of helps both ways. But in this case, I think the oil is mainly for the Fire Badgers to light up against the Mustangs. Alright, missile. Of course, we're shooting here. The Storms, not really getting the damage in just yet. We're putting down a single Raiden. And again, we're putting down a lot of these air units because we expect them to be relatively safe from the Mustangs because they'll be busy intercepting missiles. So this is the kind of the dynamic between Stormcallers and Mustangs. Yes, with the existence of Mustangs, your Storms suck. Right? They don't do a lot of damage. But the Mustangs also suck. Right? They're spending most of their time intercepting missiles, and then they never get leveled. So I'm in a Mustang mirror, or potential Mustang mirror, where I can win really hard because my Mustangs are multiple levels ahead of his. So if I were to pivot into something, I need to pivot into something where his Mustangs are really bad against, and he needs the Mustangs to work. So something like a Raiden is really good because at the end I win the Mustang mirror, or I can do something like Wasp if I ever need Wasp. All right, the Raiden is doing his thing. The Storms kind of wasting shots a little bit, but then here comes the hero level 3 Mustang with the tower debuff, is able to take down the Scorpion, this Phoenix, another Scorpion. So this Mustang is yeah, look at this, huge damage. All right, my opponent is eventually, I mean, Assault Vulcan is a very good car here. I think my opponent is going to figure out what he needs to do. I think he needs double shot this turn. We got smoke right in the middle where the shields aren't. Very annoying because the Storms might get into the smoke. Here's the double shot. If I were my opponent, I would add even more chaff. I think right now he needs the scorpions to hit the steel balls twice. Actually, no, hold on. This guy does 20k, so he gets rid of the shield in first shot. Yeah, so this level 3 steel ball needs to be hit at least 4 times with double shot, assuming the splash only gets 2, not all 3 or 4. And then the other side, I think this steel ball is a little easier to hit. But for me though, I'm gonna double down on this rating. We're gonna add fork. We're realizing he doesn't really have a lot of chaff, right? He's got single crawler, a pack of fangs, and then the rest are just medium-sized units and scorpion. So Raiden is actually really good against medium-sized units with fork. We just need to push in so that he doesn't have enough to deal with these Raidens. And remember earlier where we talk about how Mustangs don't do a lot of damage, and this is why. Like, we got another volley going in, and the Mustangs immediately stop shooting at the Raiden and start trying to catch those missiles, which means these 3 Raidens are surviving, and my opponent only has 1,000 HP, which means if these 3 can survive with some Stormcallers, this is gonna be game. And so far, it is looking pretty good. He's got his only offshoot are these 2 high-level Phoenixes, but they are seconds away from dying. And with that, this is going to be it. A very weird Steel Ball aggro that didn't end up in Steel Ball Wraith, but instead is a Steel Ball Mustang with Stormcaller support that turned into a triple Raiden with fork Gust Shot. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you want to see another one, here's one for you, and I will see you on the next one.